career path. What is visual assistant? Who a visual assistant is? Well, we have been hearing visual assistant, visual assistant. You probably have watched a video on YouTube, watched video on TikTok. Many persons have said many things on social media. You have heard things on LinkedIn, write up by people and all of that. But then today we are going to put a lot of clarity to who a visual assistant is. So the model objectives for this introduction, by the end of these lessons, we'll understand what a visual assistant does, explore the services you can offer as a visual assistant. Visual assistant is broad. It's actually very, very broad. It has various, almost something like digital marketing. Digital marketing also is very, very broad. So we know the various aspects of digital marketing, the services they render, identify the skills that are needed and the tools that you need. Everybody has their tool. Every profession has their tool. A teacher uses the biro and book. A farmer uses the cutlass, hoe, and shovel. A builder uses plumb, trowel, and the rest. A fashion designer works on clothes and sewing machine. You understand? So a visual assistant, you also have tools that you use, and we'll see all of those tools, discover your niche, and write your bio. Like I said, visual assistant is a broad subject matter. So at the end of this lesson, this introduction, you will be able to understand the various niche, the various aspects of visual assistant, and then you will not decide, oh, I think this is what I can do. You can only start from there. You can be everything, okay? But then there's always that starting point, that point whereby I find this convenient. When you start from there, then you begin to grow, you top up the ladder. Today you add up, more you add up, you understand. But then there's always that point of having to practice. So that's basically what is entailed in this model. So in the next few minutes, we should be done. All right. So who is a visual assistant? The word visual assistant. A visual assistant is also known as a VA. A visual assistant, VA, they are the same thing. It is skilled remote professional. Take note of the word remote, that it is something that is done off the physical presence, something that is done online. When I hear the word remote, it's relative to something that is done online. Who helps businesses and entrepreneurs with admin? So first, let's take note of those words, businesses and entrepreneurs. So as a visual assistant, what you do basically is that you help businesses. You are just there to provide help for businesses, help for entrepreneurs, help for business people, businesses and business people. So business people cannot comprises of business inventors, business professionals, even, for example, men of God, non-business people per se, NGOs and the like, who necessarily. So that when we say business entrepreneurs, we're just trying to have a concise way to describe all of these people with admin, that is administrative demand, technical demand, creative demand, or customer support tax. In our orientation, I was talking about customer care, all of those things. Everything is done online, virtually. That is why we said it's a remote professional. You work from the comfort of your home. What makes being a visual assistant interesting? It offers you flexibility for both client and VAs. It offers flexibility. That is to say, you can work from anywhere in the world. Like this meeting we are having now, some persons are in Lesotho, some are in Namibia, some are in Kenya, some are in Uganda, some are in Nigeria. Even in Nigeria, some persons are in Lagos, some persons are in Kwara, some persons are. I'm currently in Kwara State. Some persons are from Delta, some persons are from all over the world. But as a result of the digital platform, we are able to have this meeting as though we are together. So that's one of the things that this offers. Okay, please, at any point you can't hear me, just let me know. All right. So also why what makes being a visual assistant interesting? Two, there is a growing demand worldwide for remote workers. There's a growing demand at the moment. People are getting busy. People are getting busy, not just physically now, not just on site now, even in the digital space. Like you have the business developer, people who work for as a remote worker, people work for various companies. You can see a data marketer working for 3 to 4 brands. So they need people who can help them manage their schedules, need people who can help them plan their calendars, and even business professionals, entrepreneurs, and businesses who want to engage customers. They can't do it alone. And it's not just on site now because you have people also buy from you as a business all over the world, and you need people to also attend to these people. And it's cheap. The services is quite cheap than having people on site, because if you are working in, like for example, now Perfect Digital operates online. We don't have a physical structure. We don't pay rent. So all we just do, we maintain the cost, the digital cost. But if we are to have this class in an office, we'll have to pay for the office. We'll have to also pay for the digital system. So it's a huge amount. But this offers a flexible system for both VAs and businesses and entrepreneurs. You understand? So one of the things you have to do as what's it called now? As a VA, think of yourself as a digital problem solver. You are just the guy that solves the problems. You understand? Like you are the person that solves all the problems. People are going through a lot of stress with work and all of that. You are just that one person that comes and bring ease to everything. Excuse me, you are that one person that bring ease to everything. You get it? So that's who you are. Then types of visual assistant role or VA. Anytime you see the word VA, know we're referring to visual assistant. Anytime you see the word VA, we're referring to visual assistants. Now I was talking, it's a broad something and it has a lot of niche in it. Okay, we have the administrative virtual assistant. They are in charge of these people. Just basically, this type of visual assistants are basically focused on email and calendar management, file organizing, and follow up. So you just, maybe a client is very busy, he doesn't know how to organize themselves. So you help them plan their calendar, you help them organize their mail, you help them organize their files, and you do follow up to see how they are progressing with uh, that plan you have made for them. It helps them have a well-organized life. Like you said earlier, you are a problem solver. The person has a problem of disorganization. He doesn't know when to read mail, he doesn't know when to reply mail, he doesn't know when to respond to mail, he doesn't know which mail to answer to respond to. He doesn't know the file that is here or there. So you are just the one who comes in and help them organize these things and put everything together. We have the social media VA, orders, product listings, customer chats. So for those businesses that run advert and all of those things online on social media, you are there to just take the orders, respond to chats on the social media platform, you list products and all of that. So you are just there to manage the social media handles, the various social media platforms, and help the business stay in touch with customers, because the business owner cannot do that by themselves. So we also have the tech VAs. The tech VAs, they run automation, website update, and CRM. CRM, customer relations management systems. So you just help these guys run the automations. Like we'll get there when we go further. We'll practicalize all of these things, how to use all these things and these tools like Zapier, Trello, Slack, how to run this program and make sure these people are organized, what project they have to do next, and all of that. Then we have the e-commerce VA. The e-commerce VAs it's also like on Shopify. You can be working for a business that has a shop front on Shopify. You help them to manage their landing page, respond to product, uh, organize their product that are available, update their product, then also respond to customer chats. You just keep the place active. Then we have the design and content VA. Canva graphics. We're talking about some of the tool that VA use. Talk about Canva, and you have to know how to do design, video editing. The video for the rotation, I will post it this evening. I've been able to do some arrangement on it. I will post it this evening. So you as a VA, you should also know how. You must have these skills. So these are also special aspect of VA. You can be everything that is listed there, but like I said, you have to start from somewhere. Okay, then we have the executive and project VA, meeting preparation, travel bookings, and tax management. We talk about travel arrangement the other time where we're also having our orientation. So these are like PA, like I'm a chief executive officer. You are just my guy, my right hand person that just make my day-to-day activity run smoothly. I want to travel, you're there to help me. I have a meeting, you are to prepare the meeting agenda. You also be in the meeting, you take note of that, you take the minute of the meeting, you do transcription. At the end of the day, you forward, please, sorry about that, you forward to me. At the end of the day, you forward to me and all of that you get. So that's on that. Then you are just like the person's PA that, please, sorry about that call, that helps to keep that person's in check. So these are the various roles and services as a VA offers, and you can major, like I said, you can begin with one of these things. So I think one of the most popular job advert there is as administrative assistant. You see executive administrative assistant. People really need people to help them manage their emails and calendar. A lot. So you can begin from there. Those of you who are already social media gurus, you can monetize it. It's just to know one or two skills and start using this thing to make money. You don't need to, how will I put it now, to become a pro. Like there's no rocket, a formula you have to break. It's just being smart with what you already know, adding one or two things to it. Okay. So if you can still, okay, I guess I'm still being heard. All right, welcome guys. So essential soft skills. Where as a VA, there are skills that are needed. We have tools and there are also skills, and we have different kind of skills that are needed as a virtual assistant. One of them is communication, time management, discretion, and problem solving. Communication in the sense that you have to know how to communicate. In fact, if you see most job openings, I'm actually use most job openings because one of the target of this training is to make you job ready. So if you see most of these openings, they will tell you somebody that has good communication, not just knowing English, but knowing how to speak fluently. If you speak English, you should speak it fluent. If you know how to speak French, sorry, excuse me, you should speak it fluently. If you are speaking German, like your client should be able to understand you, and you should be able to understand your client. There should be communication is not complete without feedback. That circle should be completed. And be clear. Anything you don't understand, ask questions. Don't assume. That's the essence of communication. When you're working for people, you don't assume. You don't assume that this is what the person says. No. If you don't understand it and you are not sure, ask questions. Sir, Ma, is this what you mean? Or I am not correct. The person will explain. It is better they explain to you, and then you now understand. That is when you can deliver optimally. That's why you can deliver your best. But if you work on the basis of absorption, you will find out that at the end of the day, you have wasted time, you have wasted resources, and you have not gotten the job done. You have you are already at the verge of losing your job, and you have cost the person time and money also. because this business is time bound. You understand? People need to, if you are in the maritime, okay, I have one or two knowledge about how the maritime works. Everything has to be done with time. 6 o'clock is 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock is 5 o'clock. You're taking shift. Okay, if those of us who are familiar with military people, once it's your shift time, you have to be there. So that's on time management. So you must know how to meet up with deadlines. A task is given to you, you have a contract to deliver, you have a service to deliver. Let it be that at the stipulated time you are there. Like this meeting, you have to know how to show up on time. At exactly 8, you are there. This you learn. It's from the training you learn it. It's you don't become it overnight. Like I said, all of this meeting is structured in such a way that by the end of 6 weeks, you will be able to develop an habit. You will develop a system that you're already working with. Because you can't just say, let me just have the certificate. No, it doesn't really work like that. So we are walking you through a practical life experience now. That's why we have to set up all of this structure. You understand? So you must, and then if you're not going to be able to meet up, and maybe you know that the way this thing is going, I might not be able to meet up at the stipulated time. Reach out to your employer and tell them that please, I will be so hours or so minutes behind, so that they will also know and be aware. Like I said, there is no assumption. In business, there is no assumption. Then discretion, you must know how to use your discretion for certain things. I know I said ask questions, make communication, but you also need to realize that you're a problem solver. So you have to know how to put one or two things together. That is why oftentimes at the beginning of the contract or the employment, make your research, make all the findings you need to know about the company or about the person you want to work with. They will really help you, so that as time progresses, you will have a wider understanding of what you are doing, and you can easily fix up something for the person or the business. So because at some time, these people are not always available. You understand? That's why they need you to stand in, especially if you are working on e-commerce. The brand is not always there. So you are the one, you must know how to use your discretion to answer one or two questions that customers are asking. You understand? Like there was a story of a lady that I read on LinkedIn. Was it on LinkedIn I read it, or on YouTube? I think I can't remember. Of a lady who had a visual assistant working for her. This is in Nigeria, something, it's not something far. And Dangote company reached out to our company for a contract. And she was not readily available to respond. The VA was to do that, and the VA blew the thing. And that was how she lost the contract. She was pained. That's Dangote, not Dangote per se reached out to her, that the company, somebody from the company reached out to her for a particular contract, and the VA didn't know what to do. And the VA blew the contract. That's a loss to the brand. You understand? So you must know how to use your discretion. And to be able to use your discretion, you have to have enough information. And that enough information will come from proper communication. You get? Then problem solving. Like I said, you are the problem solver, the mini god in the system. You must know how to get things done. You must know how to get things done. Things are easier these days. I would say there's AI, the internet is there. So know how to use all of these resources that are at your disposal. Know how to put them together. You want to run a design, do the necessary research. Make contacts, use AI. It makes things easier for you. Oftentimes, you can't really think straight when you are in the middle of a project. So at times, just extend your hands for help. You understand? And it makes a lot of things easier. And that's why in this cohort, in this training, it's not just about the training, we are building a community whereby even in future, you can always reach out to any one of us. You can reach out to me, you can reach out to anybody that is on that platform. So we are not just coming to train and go, no. We are building a community that as time progresses, Even some of the things we may not be able to learn immediately, because like I said, it's not everything about this course somebody can teach you. There are some things you will learn when you're already working on the job. That's when you will learn them, because a task differs, time progresses, things are updating, the world is evolving. Recently, they just launched ChatGPT 5, and it comes with a lot of features, and you must know how to employ or these features to get your job done. There are other AIs that have, like for meeting transcription, we have the Read AI, we have the Fireflies. There are a lot. We must know how to use these things, understand their interface, know how to navigate these systems. And once you know how to do this, solving problem becomes very easy. Solving problem becomes very, very easy. Then we have tech skills. We have essential tech skills, typing and document formatting. You must know how to do that. You must know how to arrange a document. You must know how to arrange a meeting, the minute of meeting. You must know how to, especially if you're working as an administrative VA, where you have to prepare files, you have to prepare letters, you have to do drafting, you have to do research, all of those things, enter data. You must know how to do all of these things. You must know how and do them very well. Using of Google Workspace. Google Workspace is one of the amazing tools. To me personally, I'm not saying to any other person, but to me, like there's literally you can't do it. Nothing you can't do with Google Workspace. They have everything, ranging from documents, Google Sheets, Google Slide, Google Form, Google Site for your Google Site for your portfolio, to use Google Slide, Google Workspace rather. You must know how to use Google Workspace, and also how to integrate them with other systems. Navigating dashboards, Trello, Slack, and Asana. These are for majorly project management, or tech related, yes, tech skills now. You must know how to navigate the dashboard from to do to doing to done, how to arrange all of these things, how to set up a Trello task board, how to set up an Asana. All of these things we are going to practicalize them, and you will have them. You have them to input in your portfolio later as jobs that you have done. Don't worry, there's what will structure it. It will seem like you are working for a client. And at the end of the day, you also get a testimonial from the client that will also help you to build your portfolio. And when you are going out there, you are just going to land a job. Yes, that like I said earlier at the other day, you necessarily not need to go and be struggling to how do I now get what's it called? Experience. No, we are giving you the experience here too. You are not just learning the theoretical aspects, we're also giving you the experience. This is just the introduction to the 6 weeks, and I believe it's already getting really, really exciting. Okay, and so you must learn all those. So practical tips: practice shortcut, e.g., Gmail search or Google Doc formatting. You can practice from this night. If you don't know this thing, know how to just navigate them. One of the thing as a digital nomad that you must learn, or you must realize today, is that you must know how to navigate every system. Personally, there is no application or website you are going to give to me that it will just take a minimum of 1 or 2 days. I will explore it. Like literally, I will explore it. I was working with a brand, a particular tech brand, and they needed to fix a meeting from one place. They just told me, have you used this thing? I just told the guy, don't worry, give me. And within hours, I was able to navigate through and set up the meeting, do everything. So you must have that skill. Like, it's not like I've not used this system, if I can't use it, no. Even if you have not used it before, say you have used it. What you just need to do, ask questions. Ask the right questions from the right people, and you get help. Okay, so you must know how to, and one of the way to get better is continuous practice. It's continuous practice. starting from this night. It's not tomorrow. It's not, let me wait. No, starting from this night, do the little you can do as time goes on. You always have data, you have your phone there. Make use of it. You don't need a laptop before you can do all of these things. Like I said, as much as you need a laptop, you can also do it with your phone. Thank God for the kinds of phone that we have these days. They are very smart. They are not just smartphones, they are very smartphones. Just kidding anyway. So, okay, let's progress. Uh, the mindset for remote work generally, mindset that you must have as a remote worker, a digital nomad. There is the mindset you must have. This is you are working for you are working at your comfort, at your space, at your speed. There's really nobody. Unlike when you go to the office, your boss is looking right at you. You are looking right at your boss, and you know, if you are not, you can't just act in certain way. But now you are at home in your closet. You can even stay with your bosses without clothes, and you are working. Back then in the days when we used to have started using visual meeting system, especially church related, we'll have a meeting in church and want to use Zoom or Google Meet. We'll just wear sleeve and on both sides, we'll not sit down like this. So from our waist to the up, we are properly dressed, but from our waist to the down, no trouser, no shoe, we are just on both sides. It got to a point, man of God, like, when you come for this meeting, you first of all stand first, then we'll see you from head to toe before we'll continue, because we realize later that some places you're just uh, playing, and because there is really nobody there to check you out, you get. But then there is this mindset that you need. Call expectations. You must be proactive. There must be proactive communication. Like, don't wait until your client reached out to you before you act. If it's getting too delay, ask questions, engage. We're supposed to do these things, is not forthcoming. What's the delay? You must engage, like, know how to engage. Be apt, be swift in action. Don't just wait. He has not said anything now. She has not said anything. There's nothing forthcoming. Now, let me no, 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 no. It doesn't work like that. Because oftentimes these guys, your client or your employer, expects you to use your discretion, like we talked about the other time. We were talking about soft skills. You must know how to use your discretion. Be proactive in your communication, adaptability to tools and time zone. We're talking about this. You must know how to adapt to tools and time zone. Oftentimes, especially for those of us in Nigeria, if you are working for clients in the US and in the Western region, this is when their day is, probably some countries, this is when their day is just beginning. So now you have been awake all day. You must also be awake to work. And if you do all that job, you must know how to balance this. There's nothing like, I've been stressed during the day, I can't work now. Because that's when your client is awake and when their activities or their businesses is running. So you must be active. You must be active. Initiative and accountability. Know how to use your initiative and be accountable. Be accountable. Be able to account for everything. Be able to account for everything at every time. Okay. Be able to account for everything at every time. Can you guys hear me? I'm seeing somebody says I can't see your screen. My screen is on. I think my screen is on. Can you guys see it? If you can, just raise up your hand, please. Can you see my screen very well? Okay, okay. Maybe you should log out and log in again. Maybe the network is from your end. Right, guys. So initiative and accountability, you must be accountable for everything you are doing. A document is given to you, whatever, how you arrange them, be able to give detailed account of everything that you are doing and use your initiatives. Okay, like I said, you don't have to wait until instruction come per se. There's a point they give you an instruction. There's also a point where you just know that this is what I should do. Because at times the people are very busy. That's why they employ you. You are there to help them ease the stress. So you don't wait. If they have all the time to be giving you the instructions. They will not employ you and do it the way they want, the way they can do it themselves. They will not employ you. Okay, so practical tips: have a quiet workplace space like this lecture that is going on. I'm in my space. You can barely hear noise other than my voice. Also, because there are also time where you have to have a video section with these people. Yes, you have a video section with these people. You get to talk, where you give reporting, or have a conference, have a general meeting. So you need a quiet, in as much as you can work from anywhere in the world, they have a quiet workspace, especially if you are working for administrative, if you're an administrative or executive VA, you have to, okay, you have to dress professionally for Zoom meeting, for any kind of meeting, Zoom meeting, Teams, Google Meet, Zoom, any meeting you want to attend, your client or your business, the entrepreneurs or the business will want you to be available for, dress professionally. In fact, there was also a story I came across on LinkedIn recently, how somebody lost their job because of their workspace. The client was more interested in how the workspace looked than the services the lady was rendering. So there are things that people uh, take note of. They use a planner, a Trello for weekly task. One of those planner you can use, there's this I can't really pronounce it. It's called SCL metrics. Please pardon me. This look like French. SCL metrics. We'll get to see it this week. It's one of the things we're actually going to practice. You will screenshot it and send. So at the end of this section now, I will send all the links to the group. It will you will see how you can have your to do what I'm doing today, what I'm to do tomorrow, what I will do the next day, and all of these things are there. So, and the Trello too, Trello for weekly tasks, Trello Asana, they can also help you. Okay, they are also project management tools. So like you just put the thing there, then I think they can even send you, Trello can send you, give you an update, a reminder. Yes, there's a way you put it, Trello and Asana and Slack, they give you a reminder, they will send you email. You have to do this, also person is to do this and set up this task. When we begin practicalizing, especially for Trello and the rest, you will have a broad understanding on how to work even with teams generally and all of that. So uh, like I said now, this week, one of the practicals we'll be doing is start to set up our planner and use it to prioritize your tasks. What you are going to do for this week that we're entering tomorrow now, you are going to use this planner to plan your week from Monday to Saturday. Okay, so the ones you have done, you take it. The ones could not do, you asterisk it. And then you will now also use it to measure your progress, how you are able to stay on track. All right. Then tools overview, the general tools you need as a virtual assistant. We've talked about the Google Workspace. On the Google Workspace, we have the Google Meet. We have the Google Meet there. We have the Google Slide. We have the Google Forms. We have the Google Sheets. We have the Google Doc. We have Google Site, Google Calendar. There's so much that I can't even mention all of them right now. There are so much. There are a lot of tools that are there. Then we have Zoom for meetings. Of course, you can also use Google Meet for meeting. Yes, Google Meet for meeting. Then we have the Microsoft Teams for meeting. You have the Zoom meeting. Other than Zoom webinar, we also have what is called Zoom meeting. That one is generally for meeting. The setup for Zoom webinar is quite different from the setup for Zoom meeting. So these are all the things you need. You have the Trello and Asana. Trello and Asana are a bit different. Trello and Asana are the same. Why Slack? Slack is more for communication. Slack is more for communication, but there's a way you can also set up your this thing. The Slack is basically for communication like WhatsApp, but most people, I think in this region, we don't use it much. But if you are working with international entity or international bodies, oftentimes their communications in the digital space is on Slack. It's on Slack, and it's able to accommodate a lot, and also help to streamline. There's a way you can set up all of these things, and even you can have team sub team in teams and sub a group in a group in an organization. So you have a very big organization and have a streamlined communication in it. You can have all of this set up on Slack. Then Zapier is like an automation tool. So let's say, for example, you set up a Google form. For those of us who register to Google form now for this meeting, you realize that the moment you register with the Google form, an email was sent to you from us, from the hub. That was done by by Zapier, sorry. And also, we also set it in a way that when somebody registers, we receive a WhatsApp message. So, and that's company uses that oftentimes to generate what they call lead, especially for e-commerce. You understand? They use it, and social media. You use it to generate a lead. So you use it to gather the names of people, and subsequently you cannot do follow up and all of. Because anybody that checked on your store or that check at whatever you are doing has at least 50% interest. If you have the proper follow up, the right follow up, the person might become a potential a customer, a buying customer. All right. So these are the general tool, reading from Google Workspace, meeting tools, that's Zoom and the rest, then project management tools, communication tool, and automation tool. I think another automation tool we also have is Notion, but I prefer Zapier. I've used Zapier more, but Notion is also one of those automation tool that can also be used. Then even for calendar management, we have another tool that is called Calendly. That's also a very good one. And even Microsoft Edge. I think is it Microsoft Edge now, or this Microsoft email system? Can't remember the name. It's also a tool for all of that. Okay, so this week, our assignment for this week. First you write your bio. Take note of this so that you can begin immediately. You write your VA bio. No, I said anywhere you see a virtual assistant, a CVA is also a virtual assistant. You write your bio, 3 to 4 lines. Now we've talked about the various niche, the roles and services that they offer. So pick any of the role 1 to 2. Pick 1 to 2 VA services that for your niche, like you think you can offer comfortably now. So to make it easier for you, you can use AI. Just put, okay, I'm a virtual assistant and I focus on this and this. Type it on ChatGPT. He will be able to organize it and come up with a bio for you. See, you must know how to use these things. Okay? Just maybe you should check my profile on LinkedIn. Check my profile on LinkedIn. My name is Goodluck Ogboru on LinkedIn. Just check it out. You understand what I'm saying? So you can look at that and also use that as an example to write your bio. I think, and then look at other people's. Don't just look at my own. Look for other virtual assistants. LinkedIn has a way it works. It links you to people who have the same profile. It suggests people that have the same. How will I put it now? Who you have the same business or the same career together. You get. So now we've told you before to set up your LinkedIn profile and other social media profile. So then explain why it fits your skills. The reason why you should do all of these things, that by the time you are able to do this, it will give you clarity. It will give you clarity then, because if you're able to explain it and come up with, be able to put the thoughts together, that thought will help you to be sure that yes, now I know exactly what I'm doing. So these are the basic assignment tasks for this week. Okay, so you just write your VA bio, 3 to 4 line, 3 line at least, 4 line at most. Then let it be based on the 1 or 2 VA services that you want to start from. Then that also means you will pick one or two services. Then you screenshot all of these things. You screenshot it. So everything here now can probably be on one page. The bio, then you pick one or two services, because we'll go through it, then we'll look the services you have picked, the two services you have picked, and look at the bio right, and look if they match. You understand? Then okay, then you explain why it fits your skills, why your bio fits your skills, or why your skill fits your bio. You get. So by the time you are done, you screenshot, then I think we'll send you a link to submit. We'll send you a Google link that you can submit with. There are resources that you can explore. There's what we call peer-to-peer coaching. So what we are going to do by the end of this class, we are going to engage on the WhatsApp group. I think we should be about 18. I can't remember the numbers of persons that are there on the group currently. So pick a partner, 4 people to a group. 4 people to a group. So what you will do with the peer-to-peer coaching is that you have a meeting as though you are having a conference meeting. A conference. So the person, you have an employer, you have a boss or a managing director, so you want to call the person. One person will act as a visual assistant, then the two other people can act as any other thing, product manager, human resources. Then you have a meeting, then the VA will transcribe. The peer-to-peer coaching will guide you the kind of question you should answer and what the VA should do. So I will send the link of the peer-to-peer coaching to you. I will also send the link of the SC. Oh Jesus, what was that? Okay, you can see it. That's number 2. SEO metrics. I will send the link. Then also to help you know the level of your communication and your time management, how your ability, your time management skill. You take a time management test. We'll send you the link to. Then you also take a communication test. Once you take the test, after completing all the questions, you click on submit. Your result will come. Screenshot the result. You show the percentage that you score. Screenshot it and make sure the percentage and everything is showing for both. Then it will be part of what you have submitted. So this task which should be on one page, that should not be more than one page. Then the peer-to-peer coaching now, the excuse me please, the peer-to-peer coaching, the VA is the VA that will submit, not the boss. So what you will do is that you have the meeting in such a way that the meeting should not be on WhatsApp, please. It's not a WhatsApp meeting. It should be either on Zoom, Google Meet, Zoom, Meet, Microsoft Teams, and the rest. It should not be on WhatsApp and Telegram. So it's going to be on the video section. You guys can decide to even put all your video on and see each other. If you have a good internet connection, it's okay. You can also screenshot your dashboard, the video dashboard, and add it to the peer-to-peer coaching. So the VA, you will submit, you will see everything that is there on the peer-to-peer coaching. Anything you don't understand, ask questions of the group. We will get clarity. So as the VA, you will now submit the summary of the meeting. You put it on a Google Doc and submit the link. Okay, so on or before Friday, the link to submit all the assignments will be dropped. To submit this assignment will be dropped at the end of this lesson. So that today or tomorrow you'll receive the link. Then also the 5 minutes communication skill test and the 10 minutes time management test, you screenshot and also upload the picture. Okay. I think summary, we've already learned what a virtual assistant is and what they do, the different VA roles and the niche that are there. We've talked about the admin, the tech, the executive. We talked about the social media virtual assistants and the kind of services they render. We also talk about the key soft and tech skills, and we talk about the mindset for remote sources. Okay, because you are working at your pace doesn't mean you should be lousy. You should be nonchalant about things. You must, because as much as it's at your space, you are still very easy to get fired. If you don't deliver, you lose your job. Nobody is paying you for sleeping. So the time to wake up and work, like especially if you are working for international people that are of different time zone that you are not in. For Nigeria and most African countries, you are working for the Western world that are 12 hours ahead. So when your midnight is their midday. So you must know, I think even in this meeting now, for some persons here, it's already far in the night. It's already far in the night. So you must know how to balance all of these things. I hope I can still be heard. Are we still together, please? Okay. Okay. Hope that person is just raising their hand. That hand has not been raising since. Just type. Okay. All right. Thank you. I just saw that now. So then we also looked at the tools every virtual assistant must know, ranging from Google Workspace, your Trello, your Slack, your Asana, your Zapier, your Canva. Very, very important. In fact, there is so much you can do with Canva. You must know how to use Canva. Ranging from video editing, graphics design, creating of slides. There is so much you can do. And why Canva is actually quite better and easy, they have a lot of elements. Like if you are using Google Slide, there's so much images you cannot add. But with Canva, you can just search for element and when we use Canva, when we do our practicals on Canva, you will understand why Canva is better, especially when you want to do things like a travel arrangement and all of that. Like this slide I'm using now, I did it with Google Slide. If it were to be Canva, it would have been much more better because then I can add a lot of graphics to add to this thing. But I just want this to be simple and a bit straightforward. I don't want a lot of here and there, many colors and all of those things and many images. So it does get confusing, but I just want it to be so I have to use Google Slide. You get, but then uh, you must be familiar with Canva. There's nothing like I see. Don't have this. I can't use this tool. Like I said earlier, if it's something you have not used before, don't say I can't use it. You can use it. The minute you drop the call, from that point that you have said I can, you start making research. That's the advantage you have as a remote worker or as a digital nomad. For example, today there was this class I normally attend every Saturday and Sundays, and they gave us an assignment since last week. I'm sorry to say this. So, and we have to do the presentation. To be honest with you, the whole of the time I have not done anything. And in the class this evening, they said come and do presentation. What I just did, I just copied the assignment, put it online, just glanced through it. And when I was giving my presentation, the man was like, "It really shows that you did the work." I was like, "Which work did I do?" I was just laughing because those you have to know how to be swift and know how to your lapses must not show. You know how to cover up and meet up. Your lapses must not show. That's the advantage you have. If I was to be in a class setting, there's no way I can pick my phone and start Googling. They'll just tell me keep your phone because I will be standing in the front before a class, before my fellow student, and I can't do that while already there pressing phone to have answer. But just because it's a digital space, I was just able to cover up. But it's always better to know things before time. Okay, be prepared before opportunity comes. It's much more better. But don't put yourself at a disadvantage as though you cannot do it. You are a tech, you must be tech savvy. Let me use that word. You must be tech savvy. Like I said, there is absolutely no application in this world that I can explore. It's just a matter of time. I will do it. I will do it. I'm telling you the honest truth. I'm not saying that to boast. Is it difficult? I'm not saying it's not going to be difficult, but the difficult makes it interesting. Make it interesting. So what I will just do, just require more time and attention. There are days like when I was then when I was learning, we were to do what's it called, a travel arrangement. It got to one point I closed my system, off my data. I went to bed because I was tired. My head was nothing was forthcoming. You understand? It seemed like everything is blank. I just off everything and slept. Woke up, continue again. Inspiration will flow. Okay. But don't not be so much talking here, talking there. But these things are beneficial to you that are here now. Because much more than we are learning, I'm also encouraging you. And we are also building bond. All right, guys. So if there's no other question, I guess we'll call it a night here. Thank you for attending, Emilia, Gbemi, Sola, Goswi, Mama Tebi, our sister for Lesotho, Nnamdi, Oriki, Precious, Toyebat, Treasure, Oko, all of you are welcome, and the other I cannot mention, all of you are welcome. So nice to have you guys join us. All right. So let's stay active. Let's keep the energy. Ask your questions. The section have started, the class have started, the training have started. Ask your questions and know that you are not alone. We are all together. So don't forget, starting from now, start forming your groups. Start forming your groups. At least 3, at most 4. It should not be more than, it should not be less than 3 persons in a group, and it should not be more than 4 in a group. The reason why we want you to do that is not because we cannot share you here. It's very few, but then it will also help you to connect. Okay, it will help you to connect, how to make connection and reach out to people too. So let's do that on the group today, tomorrow, so that you start forming your peer-to-peer coaching group, and everything will be